the buttons. I forgot about the buttons. I was racing. I was racing it, and I was like, I wonder if I can get these wheels built in between starting the broadcast and starting the stream, which is about 10 minutes usually. Very nearly. I got about 15 screws left. And the hardware quality doesn't feel too bad. I'm surprised. It's been remarkably hit and miss with the, let's call them, cheaper Amazon offerings. These were one of the sets of wheels that were in the bag of incoming free goods. And it enabled me to save $40 on wheels because I didn't have to buy two sets. And I was browsing, I was perusing Amazon, and I was like, we need to find two sets of wheels that aren't overwhelmingly expensive, because I'm buying them specifically to give away. And I already just bought two sets of drive shafts, and two sets of shocks, and two servos. And I'm like, man, this is getting expensive. And I had already had to buy the plastics to finish those VFDs. And I think I've come to a decision. I think I've come to a decision as to the giveaways, which will have to be, I should double check the calendar. Today is a day when we misemphasize syllables. Giveaway June 12th. The next one. So it won't be too far off from this one. Guess what? Is that 3 weeks? So we'll have the stream of the 29th, the 5th, and then a giveaway on the 12th. Because the decision that we've arrived at on this day is we're completing out stance twins. Right? Portal stance, straight axle stance, and they're going to be effectively identical. Fraternal twins, one being a portal and one being a straight axle. And we're going to do what we did before. Oh, the code for punks. I have it. I need to move some windows around because of the, all of this stuff that's happening right here. Mem Day 20. Oh, but it's on May 25th. Let's see if we can bring it up. Yeah. So I guess it's only on the day. Is that right? Yeah, there you go. Punk's Custom 3D Memorial Day sale, May 25th till midnight, 20% off site-wide. I don't know about you. I would wait. I would wait till Monday to save 20%. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say these are Dash RC, another offering from Dash RC. Dash RC has been fairly good. I didn't know that they made two styles of the honeycombs, but they do. Because I built the first set, which had been in the drawer, another of the Amazon like $20, $25 options. I bought them. Basically, I saw them and I was like, ooh, we'll get those. Set in the drawer for like probably a year. Hadn't unbuilt. put those together, they use really weird, super long, like M2 by 10 or M2 by 12s to hold the hubs on, so you're not changing offsets on these. No, see, I have the, yeah, okay, the ones with the loose middle bit. So he's talking about these, right? So this piece just floats. So these screws go through the back, then through the middle and into the front. And then what those other 6 holes are for, no one knows, right? So these are a little bit deeper, and they're the honeycomb. And then you see, like, right? Same, but different. So we have the same honeycomb effect. Same hubs. They're definitely the same maker. It had not occurred to me until did I miss the giveaway? Brother, the stream started 6 minutes ago. Now, if you showed up next week, we would be like, yes, you missed it. But no, you definitely haven't missed it. The stream started 6 minutes ago. And these are on the inexpensive range. Dash RC sneaking up with some, we just slap the label. Just slap the label right on the bag. When did you get? This is one of the newer ones with the V8 and the V12 and the Route 66. I got to put the Route 66 ones on Bruce and Sheila, seeing as Route 66 is about half a mile that way. So we've got some Route 66 around here. It's in the wonder what we gotta wait for Mr. Hurley to show up to find out what color he thinks these wheels are. It looks kind of dark, like these look black, and then you get them up here and you're like, oh wait, no, they're purple. Then if you go like this, you're like, oh no, they're actually purple. Didn't even occur to me that they were like color flipped. I also live a football field from Route 66. Hey, we're right near the end. Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. They have the Route 66 rendezvous. Well, I mean, they used to. I mean, I assume they still do. I still see tricked out cars every now and again. I took a picture when I was riding the bike one year. There's the gas station with the old-timey pumps down on Foothill in... is it Laverne? Upland? Montclair? Somewhere down there. Before you get to where they filmed Halloween. Which was in... Pomona? Laverne? Somewhere down there. I got one set off of... did you open that Amazon package for me? Yes. And my kid is skeptical about Gundam as a driver. I'm more optimistic about Gundam as a driver because what do we have to do to every dang figure that we... I can count on one hand the number of figures that are in rigs here that haven't had to be cut apart to be put into a vehicle. And if your Gundam comes as a kit, well, by gum, you can build him to fit the vehicle that you're going to put him in. So maybe we've been sleeping on assembling figures for drivers, because then if you want to leave a leg off, you just don't glue his leg on. Did you see that Boom Racing has offset axle parts now? I did. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little Boom Racing story. I ordered some Boom Racing axles, and they said, oh, we're sorry. One of those axles that you ordered is out of stock, and the restock date is unknown. So we have no idea if or when we'll get more of the one that you ordered. And then they said nothing for a week. And then another week went by, and they sent the exact same email. We don't have that part. We don't know when we're going to get it. Here's an email as a courtesy. And I said, but you do have the parts to make that axle. You have this component and this component. The cost difference between them is like $40. I'd rather not wait an indeterminate amount of time for that axle. Will you just send me like an invoice for the extra part? And they were like, sure. And they sent me an invoice like immediately. And it was like $43 difference. I sent them the $43, did not hear a thing from them for 5 days. And then I got the traditional tried and true Boom Racing ship notification, which is we're sending it from the Hong Kong warehouse to the Arizona warehouse. So here's the tracking number for that. Once it arrives in Arizona, it's going to get handed off to the Postal Service and it'll get sent to you. I placed that order on the 22nd of April. No update since it left Hong Kong. So I might get paid again by Google before those axles show up. Boom Racing, man. I love me a BRX-90. The BRX-90 is a fantastical axle, but good God, do I wish that they just had better U.S. distribution. Degrees of separation between you and Powdered Toast Man? One? My longest term friend, the gentleman whom with I have associated the longest since 88, 89, his uncle was the voice of Powdered Toast Man on Ren and Stimpy. And he'd do the voice too. You didn't even have to barely even ask him. You just were like, hey, will you do the voice? And he would do the voice. So they are all from Red Bluff, California, that group. Send me the tracking number they gave you. I'll tell you where it is. Oh, I'd have to look it up. But I mean, come on, Boom Racing. It is 1 month today since I put that order in. I distinctly remember having to use juice on these. Trying to get my head around the new RC four-wheel drive single cab Toyota. Windscreen looks really squashed. The thing about it for me is I'm not saying that it's happening, but I feel like it's happening a little bit. I love a Toyota. We've owned a lot of Toyotas. Hey, Trucker Man, how's it going? When I got into this around 5 years ago, so many Jeeps. Just everywhere you look, Jeeps, right? Oh boy, another Jeep. Now we've fully transitioned into, oh boy, another Toyota. Toyota must just be very liberal in how they deal with their licensing agreements. They're like, just sign this paper and agree that you're not going to do these unseemly things, and then other than that, you can run with it. Because my God, are there a lot of Toyota bodies out there? I've noticed something with Wheel and Wednesday. Mrs. C's Origin is the only truck that wheels for Wheel and Wednesday. Are you going to ever build a pickup for Wheel and Wednesday? Is that true? It is true. It's SUVs, isn't it? We just G-Wagon, Defender, Discovery, 2 FJs. Then I've got the full cab and she's got the half cab. Well, I wanted the half cab. I swapped over 8 sets of beadlocks to Scale Hardware last weekend. I've sworn off that. If they get built with Scale Hardware, I just put in an order with Injora as well. I did get paid. I put in an order with Injora, and I got like another, 600 or 700 of the black Scale Hardware. And if I decide that a wheel is being built with Scale Hardware, it is, but I'm not doing the 96 bolt shuffle anymore. It's not conducive to good mental health. So many Toyotas in the mini scene. I do wish they'd do more new Toyota bodies, a new 4Runner and a Tundra. I feel like there's some sort of statute of limitations. Because, like, what is the newest? Like, early aughts, mid aughts, like 2007, something like that, is about the newest we're seeing. I feel like it was either in my head or did I see a video? Like, oh, no, it was in my head. When we see licensing for bodies, have y'all noticed? Like, there's one licensed Ford Raptor, which I want to say is the 2017. That's pretty contemporary, right? Because we were talking about licensing deals and the expiration of licensing deals and how Stellantis really clamped down, apparently, and went after everybody and, like, I don't know, maybe pulled licensing agreements. So we lost all, which is everyone's assumption as to why there's no more G500 from Traxxas, the Mercedes. And then someone mentioned, I think this was a Discord conversation, someone said, well, if you look over at like sedans and stuff, there's a lot of bodies in there that are from all manufacturers, like Honda and Toyota and Acura and Lexus and all of them, right? But then when you look at the actual models of them, they're like 94, 87, 2001. Like, finding a licensed body of a vehicle produced within the last decade is becoming, like, even like the Mustangs are all like old Mustangs. Not old, well, there are old ones, but like 90s era Mustangs. I've had my eye on the Proline Dakota for a while. I've looked at the Proline Dakota as well. I feel like I'm just trying to catch them all. Jeeps, Toyotas, and Chevys. Yeah, Chevy also appears to be like, yeah, whatever. We're just happy to be involved. I think Proline made a Ram Charger at one point, but if I Proline and Strange Proportion is basically expected. And the only packs of shocks that I could get in time because I forgot about them were Two Mod Reds. Oh, absolutely squidged this one. It was going too. So what we'll do is we'll move on to another one. We'll see if dry is better. Nope, won't even go. S5 is not as sticky as I was led to anticipate. I think mini stuff is just really, really hard to mount. Because people are like, you better watch out with that S5. I'm pretty confident that the bigger a wheel and tire gets, the easier it is to mount. Are design trademarks invalid after 30 years? No, I think they keep updating them. They're whatever the licensing is, or the trademarks or the copyrights. I know a lot of that stuff lasts for ages, lifetimes even. See, got that one easy peasy, first shot. There's always going to be one that's going to fight you. It's just seldom the first one. Yeah, if they bring back the Viper, they'll probably bring back some sort of E-Viper. And then we'll be like, ugh. Why? Why have we done this? People are only just now figuring out that the electric Jeeps are not the best option for off-roading. Well, what? You mean you take a Jeep and you make it like 2,000 pounds heavier and it wouldn't be... S5 and 1.0 are some of the easiest I mounted. Yeah. Are there any 313 Chevy Apache pickup bodies? They're also releasing an Apache with a new SRT Street Ram. Yeah, Dodge. I feel like Dodge, just overall, in tiny toy cars, has been underrepresented. I just ordered the J Concepts 1990 S10. My expectations are not high. J Concepts. The bodies are cheap. Many times the bodies are cheap for a reason. You will pay more for others. Disney is fighting public domain laws, and that's why nothing has become public domain in like the last 10 years. Yeah. It's also why we see live action. Everybody's like, nobody asked for a live action version of, whatever one that they're making now. And we're like, well, it's because it's IP defense. They have to make live action Aladdin and live action Lion King, because otherwise they're going to lose their IP and it'll return to the public domain, and other people will be able to make it, and Disney won't have a stranglehold on it. Can you dummy explain what a roundabout good trail motor would be for like walking pace? I can't figure out what motor to get for my TRX4 with the 2-speed. Okay, so with the 2-speed, you could do either. You could do the 1200 or you could do the 1800, because the low gear in the TRX4 is low enough. Generally, I tell people to just get an 1800 for a TRX4 because the portal reduction is substantial. If you opt for the 1200, basically, okay, let me try to make the long story shorter. If you opt for the 1200, you will spend more time in second gear on the trail, and if you opt for the 1800, you will spend more time in first gear. So this would lead me to be more towards the 1200, because what did I do the math? A TRX4 is, with a 2-speed, is 22 straight cut gears. They're not quiet. And my wife's I beveled the gears. I saw if it would make a difference. It doesn't really. It's still really loud. To the point where when my son was out there and I was driving the one, he was like, "Why is yours so quiet?" I was like, "Well, the gearbox is called a Stealth, so they're pretty they're pretty quiet." I have cognitive dissonance putting bodies from IFS style vehicles in straight axle crawlers. Some people do. I run a 1200 with my 2-speed TRX4 and an 1800 in my single speed. Yeah. And then you can make a small amount of adjustment with spur and pinion. Not big. What is it? 9 to 16, so you get 7 teeth of adjustment with the. Well, I mean, if you count the spur change, then you have a reasonable number of. I'm gonna not tighten some of these down for sure. But we try to make the changes without buying, 3 5-packs of pinion gears. The 2-speed allows you to basically run like a 10 or 11 tooth pinion gear, usually with the 45, and it will be slow enough to go slow, and it will be fast enough to go fast. Are 4 1/4 tires too small for the Vanquish Origin Classic? I think they would probably look a little bit small. I really think anything under a 4.5. Like, you could probably get away with the new Baja Pro XS from Proline, but I think the fender cutouts on it really like a 465. What are we building? I'm putting wheels together. Yeah, this place, let me tell you something. These guys are very consistent. When I built the other set, which is these, when I built those, wild. Absolutely wild. No leftover hardware whatsoever. It came with the exact amount of screws to attach the hubs and backs. These guys came with 2 for the hubs, 2 for the rings, 2 for the backs. 6 extra screws exactly. Typically, man, they'll give you like 1 per wheel. So you'd have 4, 4, and 4. 2 and 2. They are anticipating a high level of accuracy. I don't know which one I prefer. I think I like the purple with the ring more than I like the silver with the deep barrel. I don't know. They both look pretty good. The 1800 is a perfect trail pace for me and an element. Stock gearing in the Stealth X, and it's so inadequate. Yeah. Trailing, like in, so is the higher the pinion, the faster opposite. Yeah. Bigger pinion, faster. Bigger spur, slower. I bet I have 20 of those screws under my couch and coffee table. Wait. Did you see my question on Discord? I got a set of 22, I'm going to guess that's 2.2 bead locks. And they're only 25 millimeters wide. And my Tutu Canyon trails will not fit. Suggestions for retire. Most 2.2s are going to be narrower than Canyon trails. Canyon trails are pretty chunky. Super crawlers, that'd be a great, slightly better than lateral move. Mia super crawlers, and they are inexpensive. I want to say like $30 for a full set, $35 for a full set. That's not a bad option. What are the wheels for? They're for the fraternal twins, for the giveaway twins. And I made the decision, right? Did I? Man, I'm doing that thing again where I begin a thought and or sentence, and then I just stop. So there's the twins, fraternal twins. I'm calling them the cousins, not to be confused with the actual twins. When the giveaway comes on the 12th, not to be confused with the giveaway today, which everybody remember, in about 30 minutes, you'll start doing the names, right? And then we'll put them on the wheel. And what we're going to do is I figure we'll do 15, 20 minutes of grace period. So from like 2 to 2:15, anybody that got missed and is like, my name didn't go in, I will put names on, because apparently, would you like to know what the most thumbs down live streams are? Giveaway live streams. Because somebody gets butthurt about it and takes it out on my algorithm. Thanks for that. Wait, give me a bubble. Come on, bubble me. No? Nothing? That part might be broken. That's grand. So, back to the sentence that remains incomplete now for the past 10 minutes. 20 minutes. How long is this stream been going? 30 minutes? For the last 30 minutes. There is the straight axle and the portal. When we spin the wheel, it will land on someone's name, and it will set down. They're hard to pick up right now because they're all covered in loose crap. Let me move this out of the way. Right? I will set down when they're done. There's the straight. Here's the portal. He's still got his motor on his wing there. And they will have the option to choose. They will either choose a straight axle one or a portal one, right? Of the Stank cousins. And I'm going to take the other one to Operation 11 Charlie the next day up at Horseman's. So if you're in the Southern California area, or I guess all the way out to Vegas, if you're not doing anything on the 13th of June, it might be hot. It might be hot. Yeah, Stance Pro and Ultra. So it's a Stapro and a Stultra. No matter what, people will complain. Yeah. Sometimes I guess the free things are not free enough for folks. Does anyone need an absolute surplus of 3.6 pound per inch springs. If you do, let me know. I don't use any of the included hardware. I take all of the rod ends off. Because we're building a couple of stanks, don't fold to their demands. They didn't pay for it, so they don't get to set the rules. If they don't like it, they can fight the raccoon. Oh, I like that. Hot is all I know. Spoken like an Arizonan. Thank you, Mr. Whiteboard. My coffee drink last week was particularly good. Those 2-mod OEM springs are stuffed, more stiffer than the ones that come on an X-Max. Yeah, 3.8s. Are 2-mods almost a go-to now for budget and even mid-grade shocks? Yes. Yes. Once I really got forensically into these and discovered that they fit comfortably all of the parts for a big bore, so you can use the bladders, the seals, the pistons, the rod ends, all of it. So you're buying these either to, well, not to run as they are. I don't know if anybody's running a 3.6 pound. On the Baja 1000, I'm running Traxxas Blues, which are 3.4. That is the heaviest spring being run on anything here by a wide margin. And these are 3.6s. I think they're intending you put them on like a stampede or something, and then when you jump it, when you land, you will bounce back up about 18 inches into the air. So I don't know what to do with any of those springs, except, hoard them like a dragon. Have you found shock X-rings apart from Traxxas? Someone else has them. I want to say that in Jora, on the DRX, one of the seals is an X-ring. But nobody can beat Traxxas's pricing. I mean, the rebuild kit for 2 shocks is $250. Did I put that drawer away? You're not done. Where? So, I have to put my mindset. I have to pretend that I'm getting paid. I'm not getting paid a living wage. So when we fill these shocks, we're going to fill them most of the way. And we're not going to optimize them to any of the parts that we have. Because if we're giving away RTRs, we're giving away RTRs. So, stock foam. You can't please everybody, That's what it is. Does anyone have the part number for Traxxas shock rod ends? I wish I did. I'd have to look it up. Someone will do it. I wonder if Traxxas X-rings would work on Element shocks. I've never tried because Element shocks don't leak. They work fine with the little red seals that Element uses. Only complaint about 2-mods is the top ladder can get sucked into the shock body. If that happens, it will only leak if you mount them upside down. Yeah. I tend to run them right side up. I've seen them mounted upside down a couple times, but I prefer these mounted right side up because they are bladdered, but they don't explicitly behave like bladdered shocks. I think because the seal pack is so tight, like I'm not going to rebuild these or anything, that it's pretty slow, and I can tell we get this amount of motion. That shock oil is full to like just over half. So all I do is I reach over here. Oh, I should have put that on my A-main order. Dang it! Dang it, Crushinator. Here. Oh, I need something to set it on. Ooh, that is That is aerified. So 2 is 2 and 3 is 2. So is it this way? Yeah. So that's about a typical fill level on these, down about 1/4 inch from the top. And if I've learned any one thing, it's that I don't want to take these all the way apart. So I fill it up to where it's about, let's switch measurements. Ooh. There's a big chunk of stuff on the bladder. I think that's part of the bladder. I think the bladder got screwed into the cap. I was hoping to not have to replace parts. We leave that for the end user. And running these right side up, they shouldn't give us leaking issues as it is. Let's see how we did. As long as the bladder doesn't fall down in the body, we're great. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's perfect. Do these thread off the bottom? They do. Awesome. More for the drawer. Because, as one would expect, don't you tell me. You no good son of a. Need an 1/8 inch. We'll see if this will do. Watch me. Where can I get 10mm springs? Element is on Deluxe. The only drawback to Deluxe, the springs are not expensive, but the drawback of Deluxe being that if you ordered 1 bag of springs, or if you ordered 10 bags of springs, brass knuckles, if you filled a $200 cart, the shipping charge would be the same. So shopping at Deluxe, basically you have to be committed. You might be able to find the Hot Racing. Hot Racing does them for Mini T as well. Then there's the Losies, which sometimes show up on Amazon and other places. To me, of the Losi bag, 2 of the 3 rates are usable. 1 is not. There we go. So now we just... Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty okay. It's a little slow. We just need to do that, 7 more times. 7 more times, he says. Top them off. Change their cups. These are just 1.2 pound. Again, a Stank comes on 1.2s. So I figure we're reasonably safe. One of my local hobby shops does more crawler stuff than GoFast. Oh, God, I wish. The only 2 that we have locally is world famous Pegasus and Hobbytown Corona. Hobbytown Corona basically pretends that rock crawlers don't exist. Oof, this one's down even farther. That's half full. Now, there is something to be said for that. I don't know how many budget shocks that I've experienced where you open up the bag and they were so full that half the oil is in the bag outside the shock. Honestly, I know tiny little plastic bottles are not that expensive. That does not feel like a 1.2. That feels overly stiff. Yeah, there's no way that's a 1.2. It alarms me that I can do that. What cups do you use to fit Mini Ts or Deluxe? I have bought Deluxe. I have made my own. I have used the ones from the Element SE packs. Chavtex. Sometimes, if you shop right, if you shop smart, if you shop S-Mart, you can find full sets of Chavtex shocks for less than buying 4 cups from Deluxe for the full shocks, and just steal the cups. I've definitely stolen cups before. That one's got a little bit more drag to it on the inside. And then these are 3D printed. I 3D printed these. And if I can 3D print them, anyone can 3D print them. Yes, the stock 2-mod cups will actually also work as well. They're just enormous. So there's the stock cup. The spring, like literally, it fits so snug on the inside that the cup doesn't even fall off. They just look goofy. So you can just run them like this. Save yourself some money. This one is actually reasonably full. And I did a very tricksy thing to myself, which is I just mixed the 2 packages together. Do AR-44 brass knuckles fit Wizard straight front axles? No. No. Different caster, different fitment, different everything. Yes, it is deeply unfortunate that the OT6 brass is as expensive it is. We had 2 sneakers. Those snuck in. Those are not 1.2s. Forgot to drill. I already drilled these too. But I drilled them to 3mm, not 1/8, so that's my fault. We don't have. Hey, it's Mr. Hurley. Hey, Mr. Hurley, what color are these wheels? Need this one at a little bit of an angle so that you take the glare off of it. There we go. He's gonna say green. Yeah. I think I saw Revolt earlier, but I might be wrong. I wish other brass would fit Wizard axles. That'd be nice. I don't like $80 brass either. Luckily, I don't have that many Wizard axles. So. And full. Look at that. Full. No way. A 2-mod first. Never encountered a full 2-mod shock before. And the crazy part is, because there's that decent amount of seal drag, you can run them with like 60% oil. I had an idea. Let's drill all of them. It's crazy, I know. Ask me how many times I drilled into my finger before it occurred to me that this is probably a better way to drill the, just once, just the once. So I got that going for me. We won't have to drill anymore. Gotta get the thing of springs before we forget. Okay, that's a 1-2. That's a 1-2. That's a 1-2. So what do I need? 2 more. Yes. Yes. What are these? Those are much stiffer. Could be 2 pound? I think they're 2 pound. I don't know how that happened. Just Googled meniscus. Yeah, it's if you fill a glass all the way and it gets that like the surface tension of the liquid holds like a dome over the top. Rigs, plural. They were out here earlier. Then I had to move them out of the way until I finished building the shocks. You know what would make sense? You won't do it. What would make sense is pull all 4 of them apart at once. What tires are you running on these? Mavericks. Probably the best all-round performance sub $30 in the sub $30 tire arena. Yeah, he's just lurking out of there, corner of frame. Thank God they come off from the bottom. GTS don't. SADs don't. Anything to save me some small amount of labors. Yeah, Amazon was hitting me with the Peak Amazon, which is, oh, would you like to order 1 set of shocks? You can have those tomorrow. Oh, you want 2 sets? June 7th. And that's how it was with every color except red. These came this morning. So I was just going to get, the charcoal. Never tried the mostly comp over here. Yeah, you don't need to bother comp guys. Comp guys are not buying $30 a set tires. But I will say, if I was going to do a box class to compete for competition, I would definitely consider the Mavericks as the... no, you can't. I've tried the 2 different orders thing. It's that there's no local fulfillment of the second pair. So, rather than ship 1 pair from nearby and 1 pair from far, they will just ship both pairs from far. So the only color choice I had was red. They didn't have blue in the 90s. And then I thought, well, you just bought blue for the Baja. Nope. Damn sock shoe. It's not. Like, I wonder. I built my Rhino RC shocks you recommended last night for my Savage IJ. What springs did you run? I went with the softest. It's unless your body is extraordinarily heavy, it's going to be the softest. Particularly if your shocks are standing more vertically. The more laid down they are, you can get away with a little firmer, but sock shoe is a diabolical. We can have that 1 battery to your door at 8 a.m. Oh, you want 2 batteries? 2 weeks. That was the drive shafts as well, because I just we've got an AMK and a Facnoi, I think. Yeah, FACCNOI, Facnoi. They are cosmetically basically identical. If I tried to order 2 of each, if I tried to order 2 AMKs or 2 Facnois, June. But if I ordered 1 AMK and 1 Facnoi, I could have them this morning, which I did. Now, yes, one might say, well, you could have bought them earlier. Yes, but I got paid yesterday. So it was one of those things. sock shoe is only acceptable if the ground is dirty or wet. I would accept that. I would do sock shoe if I was standing up outdoors. Sure. The old move. Okay, you know what? I might have done sock shoe before because I just had a flashback to standing in the parking lot at Huntington Beach, and you have one foot standing on top of your shoe that you're not wearing because you're using that as your mat as you stand and wipe the sand off the bottom of your other foot, pull that sock on, pull that shoe on, then now you can stand on that shoe, then you lift the other foot up, dust the sand off. Yeah. So in that very narrow event, sure, sock shoe. But if you're in the comfort of your own home and you're doing sock shoe, that's, as has been said, diabolical. Yeah, I would say 3/4 full is pretty much the average for these. Why does that piston look black? Because it is. I didn't look at any of the others. Black 2-hole piston. Yes, a brush in the bag. Yeah. Just finished taping off the outside of my 10 pre-painted body for livery. Taping the inside windows without window masks so that I could paint interior black was daunting. Yeah. We don't like sock shoe anymore? No. It goes sock, shoe. That's how you put... Because my argument is, if a home invader bursts into the house when you have one sock and one shoe on, you're at a distinct advantage. You'd be better off with 2 socks on and no shoes. Although if they burst in when you were... Oh. I don't know what happened to that little guy. Don't worry about that little guy. 3mm rod ends short. That guy had no threads left in him. Yeah, the old home invader scenario. I ain't putting my leg down before it's complete. Well, this is California. If someone invaded your house and you shot at them, they'd put you in jail for endangering that guy's life, so better just finish putting your shoes on, really. All right, 1.2s. 1.2 is stock on a Stank, but I've used up all of my Red Band Vanquish springs. I found a solution for sock shoe. If you're a bit bigger and leaning, bending over to your feet is a very hard exercise, and you did it in only 2 dives. I'll do 1 pant leg sock shoe before I move on to my other leg. Wild. Home invader scenario, do you take the socks off? Yeah. Wearing shoes in the house is weird and tracks crap over the house. Where are you putting your shoes on? Do you go outside to put your shoes on? In that scenario, maybe sock shoe. I put them on sitting in my chair. And then I get up. Then I go outside. I'm not saying that I wear my shoes in the house. I'm not wearing shoes right now. But, okay. All right. If I get a home invader in the night, foot bear is not on the list of things I pick up. Yeah. 12? Oh, that's right. We are going to have to sort out the shock scenario so these things stop falling apart. That's 1800. Oh, that's the portal. That's correct. We need 8 3mm spacers? Dang it! Wait. 3 by 3. 40 pieces. There's one left. Oh, I've definitely danced this dance before. Boy, there's something I did not take into account. Nor did I sort for in advance. Can you recommend a tie rod and drag link for an F10 front that's stock? The Vanquish set has been out of stock for months. You are going to want a tie rod that is roughly 115 millimeters. When I say 115, I mean shoulder to shoulder. So the overall length would be something like 135 millimeters, assuming that there's 10 millimeters of thread on either end of the drag link. For tie rod. For drag link, that's tough because it's going to be different from servo to servo, horn to horn. It's going to be different if you're running your F10 on like a Phoenix, which means that you need the drag link for chassis mounted but to get you in the ballpark, you're probably going to need a link. It would be fairly safe to say something around 70 millimeters long for your drag link in that area. And you could adjust via rod ends. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head what the stock link is. But many times the stock link does not fit. We're going to have to do it, I feel. I feel like I'm going to have to dump this container out onto the desk to find 8 3mm spacers. I did not think to order the deluxe. That's a 4mm. I did not think to order the deluxe ones. Now here's a thought. If an invader saw you with one sock and one shoe on, perhaps they recognize you as a threat and get out. That's fair. Oh, yeah. I do like Step 5 being flip-flops. Yeah. Shirt tucked into underwear, pants tucked into socks, flip-flops. Is there a way to quickly @ somebody? Yeah, you just type @ their name. I'm just going to be over here quietly digging through a bin. Okay, I got 2. Which means we're already 25% of the way done. I feel like that's an absolute victory if those do indeed turn out to be 3s. I don't have the real estate to individually sort metal and plastic spacers by length. We've got 3. We've got 3. We're 37.5% of the way done, everybody. Matter of fact, what we'll do to retain my sanity is I'll find 4, and then I'll mount 4 shocks, and then I'll go back in. I'll return to the bin. And I'll dig for the other 4. That's a 2. That's a 2. Come on. 1 more 3. And by that, I mean 5 more 3s. Get me to 50%. That's like a 7. That's conical. That's a 4. Whoa, hold on. Wait. Hold steady. 50%, everybody. 50%. I need fasteners. 20s. Oh, no. We're going to need top spacers, too. Oh, wait. Those might be in the container. What do we got in 3s? That's a 10. That's too long. All of the 8s, 5s. Boy, I guess I need another wee goop package of spacers. We begin again. I don't know. Well, we probably should mount the bottoms before we start mounting the tops to find out what length we're going to need. I don't like walleye. I don't like when they angle out. Leaned in is preferable. Oh, crime. All I'm finding is every other dang length. All right. Let's do something stupid. Did anybody see where I put the driver? There we are. Oh, it is 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. Shout out. Oh, he's going to have a good time. I'm so glad I don't have to do this. Let me tell you what. We need holler balls. Holler balls. How many? Well, 8, of course. That's not a 7. Yeah, the raccoon will get the next one. This seems fair and democratic. That's snug. Anything to get these axles to stop flangling around will be absolutely welcome. Let's do this. This is going to be so much fun. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I do love a spacer. My recommendation to everybody, just spend the money, man. If you're going to Deluxe, just buy the, I think they call them like 9.8s. Just buy the hollow balls that are built to do this. Yes, when the when the raccoon is doing the list, he is a dictator. You know what? I think a 7 is probably pretty good. Could I get away with a 5? We're gonna have to do the mathematicas on this. 5 looks a little close. Oh, those holes go through. Looks like 20s all around. It's 20s for everybody, everybody. Oh, that's nice. You know what? That's nice. This is going to take me an hour. Oh. Yep. One of the leading perks of membership is eligibility for giveaways. Well, you can also go to Operation 11 Charlie things, and I give stuff to them. So if you are a veteran, you can sneak in that way as well. I feel like most of them don't know the channel exists, but that's fine. That's not why I give stuff to them. Is this not a 3? 286. Wait. No, I'm right. I got it. I got it. Don't worry about me. Don't worry. Come on. Gold. Absolute gold. Got another 5. Pull this. Probably have flipped that body mount around the other. Oh, we're going to have to make some adjustments for sure. I don't think the universe is going to be kind to us. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. We're going to find out together. Are those body mount positions gonna line up. How slow this is. Nice. Nice. Just say it's a 20. It's actually closer to a 24, so we're going to stick to a 20. Just for safety. Oh. That looks like a 7.5. It's a 7. My ichrometer is off today. I think Porter Stout has been a member before, so rejoined today for the shenanigans. Don't. Will this work? I've not tried this. Oh, this might work. Oh, did we just game the game? Oh. Don't. We golden. That went so well it caught me off guard. We should probably reposition this. But in order to reposition this, oh, now it's all going out of order. Been transformed. Yeah, that's me. Verbal Herman Munster, the word enhancer. Sycophony mobsters controlling the dance floor. We yes y'allin'. Shot calling. Yeah, Wheel of Names is open for another 53 minutes. Pro line, you devils. Well, here's the beauty of it. I only got to do this once. I mean, I have to do it twice, but right now I only have to do this once because if it fits on the one, it fits on the other. Because we're going to put the body mounts in the exact same places. Look, light buckets. Basura. Ain't giving you no light buckets on no dang RTRs. That's not how it goes. These are stances. Stances with better looking bodies. Sure, I'm glad I emptied my trash can because I'm gonna fill it up now. I like that I can just stay busy while y'all are saying put me on there. We're back. Double digits. Number of bodies that need to be painted. But I finished one. I finished a body this week. And you know what that is? That's outright victory. You can't take that away from me. I finished a body. I want to go shocks to upper mounting holes. I don't know if the body mounts are going to be in the right spot to allow access we gotta cut the dang body out. Otherwise, I would not be doing this right now. I'd be doing something even more fun. Gotta cut drive shafts too. How'd that body come out? I can show you. Now I feel like I need another one of those little tiny turntables. I bought the one that'll turntable 300 pounds. Overbought? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's a chance. So I'm going 60% credit to the kid. I'm taking 40% of the credit because I had to finish it. So this one is going to Operation 11 Charlie. I'll be taking, this was the first one that we built. So this body is white. And it was quite an effort to make this body not white anymore. The only, see why the kid gets 60% credit. The design is theirs. There's a little peekaboo back here. Peekaboo. This is nothing but Posca pen. The red, the black, all of the color is all Posca pen except for the body colors. The body colors were taking my fingertips, cramming them into these Tamiya Weathermaster, and literally rubbing it with my hands in order to get this. Like I gotta say, I got some pretty good tonality up here in the front, and then I applied decals. There's a trick. This is all on the outside. All the paint's on the outside. There is a full interior. There's the full Biddy Design interior in there as well. The pro tip that I have is when you paint things on the outside, decals don't want to stick very well. So when you put, oh, by the way, we got a new maybe front runner. Where's the at? Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover Matte Clear, which I want to say is Lowe's, and it's pretty cheap. Look at that. Look at that matteness. Look how uniform that matte is on the side. Oh, also these were green wheels, and I ordered DJX, and they sent me the wrong wheels. So I just easy offed them, and they were pre-assembled, so I had to easy off them while they were assembled. I was not going to take those wheels apart. So those have just been easy offed in their current configuration. Oh, right. I went to, see? Forgot what I was doing already. What about if you click? Yes. So what I did with this is all of this stuff goes down, and then if you do any kind of paint work or this patina style stuff on the outside and you try to put a decal over it, the decal is not going to stick. It's going to fall right off. So you pre-clear it, and then before the clear has really set up all the way, like it's still fuming on you real bad, put the decals on. Put the decals on, then re-clear the whole thing again. So the front is hyper matte. Look at that. Hyper matte. And then where it says Rock 1 on the back, you can barely see the outline of the decal. It just kind of goes into it. Yeah, and then these are matted over as well. That 2X Ultra Cover, so good. So good. Yeah, and weirdly, proof that you're getting what you get. When you pay $20 for a set of beadlocks, you're definitely getting what you get, because I did the exact same treatment to them, all of them. And this one came out a nice denim blue. I easy offed this ring like 4 times. This wheel, you will also notice, came out very, very silvery. So like, look how silver, just natural that is. All of the other ones kind of have a golden hue to them. That one's pretty silvery. I just felt a bolt hit the ground. Oh, it's the pin. It's the pin. And oh, look, there's our guy. There's our pin. I'm still, man, I gotta stop picking other stuff up. Whew, this particular cliffhanger is very thin down at the bottom edges. I have felt the scissors do the glide a couple times. Yeah, we got to cut it out a little bit more than this. For decals, hair dryer or very aggressive hair dryer, also an option. That being the heat gun. I used to have a hair dryer out here, and one day it made a terrible sound, and all of the pixies came out. Brushed motor, I assume, that probably got too much stuff in it over its lifetime. And it gave up all the ghosts all at once. Should switch the front back on one side so the silvery ones are in the same position. That's crazy. That's crazy. Just an absolutely wild suggestion. So at least 2 will be going with me in June up there. One of these, one of the cliffhangers, and that guy. I need the space. And they moved Proline by the Fire to November. So, I can't leave these things sitting here on a rack for another 6 months. My new house I bought needs a new roof. Oh, boy. I just had to have part of my roof done. That's the beauty of a house that was built in stages over the course of a century. The roof doesn't go bad all at once. The roof guy said I could get at least another 5 years out of the rest of the roof, and that roof's been on there for almost 40 years. So, welcome to California, where, you know, it never freezes, it barely rains. So, we pay a lot for a lot of things, but, I mean, a roof will last 40 years, so we got that going for us. Better than your new roof needing a new house? That's true. Smash that like button like you hit that buy on that parts list that you can't afford at 1 a.m. Oh, look at that. It's all woo. If I had been looking down for just a few seconds, I would have missed that. I would have missed the wiggly flow state sticker. Okay. Now I kind of remember what I was doing. Yeah, see? That was what I was worried about. Everything needs flipped. Everything needs flipped. So, yeah. Already did that one. Okay, we do this. Put that down. Do this. Okay, so we want that hole there. This one will go into the... Oh, we can lay it down one more. Nice. This is the portal, so it's going to sit a little higher. What's our length look like on that 20? Perfect. Just Pavlovian triggered it in my head. Come on, the raccoon's got to know what flow state is. You got to get in that flow state. It covered the whole chat. Oh, for me, it was just a little... It was only about that big. But my chat window is on a 27-inch monitor, so it's pretty big. The city tried saying my back addition didn't have a permit, so I couldn't get a new roof. So I went through City Hall records and found the permits. I'm caught up with live chat. If you have not asked to be on the list, please do it now. If you have asked, I was very careful to get everyone added. Bosh. I can't believe that I thought about this. I'm genuinely amazed. This is uncharacteristic. Flow state is when you're having a pee and you think of something else. Jeez, that's every time. I'm in flow state multiple times a day then. That's where I get some of my best thinking done. Okay. They still hit crime in America. All right. It's good. It's good. We're just knocking stuff everywhere here. Does that sit right in there? It does. What? Scooch. Probably right there. Dang. What's up, universe? I said that the universe wasn't going to go easy on us, but here we are. Here we are. Okay, this now needs flipped around. Then I can mount the shocks. So this needs flipperoo, like this. And we'll go through this one. Come on. So, can I get to that? Not really. One hole back, maybe? Let's try that. So go right there. Let's try that. Let's try that. No guarantees. Anything new with the bird feeder? I forgot to refill it, so it was empty for a good long while, and they're probably mad at me. And that was because the week before, they had eaten all the food out of it in less than 3 days. And the young one caught me refilling it midweek, and they literally came outside, and they were all, hey, you're going to make all those birds fat and dependent. And I was like, but they're my friends. And I get yelled at for I'm only allowed to fill the bird feeder 1 day a week. So after I had filled it on that day, I didn't fill it the following Friday. I do want to kind of just replace the camera in it so that I can just, watch it. What is going on? What's happening? But fat birds is easy food for the cats? It's probably true. It's Trucks of Fortune, like always. I'm sorry, TOF, Trucks of Friday. Trucks of Friday every Friday. Hey, that looks pretty good. That is strongly okay. That is... Found the pinion gear. That is strongly okay. Need another 20. Need another 5. Look at this. Look at that. What are those? Get some electronics in these bad dogs. Okay. Now, please, universe, let that be far enough forward that it's not right at the bottom of the cowl. Oh, we good. What are we? We good. I'm not going to mount that. I'm not going to drill, that's lined up. That'll be absolutely fine. This is good. This is good. Would I be averse to cutting the bottom on? I think it'll drop. We can probably cut the bottoms of the body straight off at the door line. So cut about 10 millimeters of it off and just drop it down. But I definitely wait to see how it sits before we do that. I think the shocks in the rear could actually lay down a little bit less. 1.2s might be the jam as well. We might have to trim that. There's that second line on the cliffhanger. We might have to trim out to that line so that the front tire isn't going on everything. We'll find out. We'll find out together. This is the portal. We're going to need to put the tires on and take them off at least once. Let me try to find 4 used M5 nuts. I don't want to fight my way through brand new Nylock. It's honestly just annoying. So one of your dependents scolded you for potentially having more dependents? Yeah. One of my wife's favorites is we have the cat. His name is Frank. And she likes to say within earshot of our other children that Frank is her favorite son. It's really funny. It's really funny. They don't think it's funny. I grabbed a brand new one anyway. These 5mm. Jeez. I'm just gonna do a manual. So when looking at these, one set is deeper than the other. So we're going the less offset on the portal because the F10 portals are wider. Well, that's not good. We might not be able to. Let's see if I can do the absolutely locked into the portal box. So we might have a skinny one and a wide one. These rims do not clear the portal box at all. All right. Let's see if these do. These do. All right. Take that, universe. Now we'll find out if the other ones clear the straights. Okay. Oh, it's significantly wider. Wait. Easy. Yeah, that bolt on the top of the rear portal box is real close. We're red catting. We're making a skinny one and a wide one. I only need to put tires on it to see what the body clearance is going to look like. Woof. That guy's wide. Is Spores 777 a member? Yes. He's even got the little yellow star. I don't remember how many months Yellow Star is, but he's got the yellow star. We haven't seen Spirit of the Forest in a long time. I saw Spirit of the Forest for the first time in probably a couple weeks, just either yesterday or day before yesterday. They came trotting through. Yeah, we all missed the Jage. The truth is, though, Jage was a walking genocide because we have more birds and lizards and rabbits and, well, now skunks. Yellow is 6 months. There you go. All right. The 1.2 feels stiff, but we still have a bunch of weight to add. Yes, the thing with these sliders, the slider comes too far forward. This body would like to be back a little farther. It would like to be, well, no, No, we're just going to do it right there. It looks, I don't know, off center. The body could definitely be further back. Nope, that doesn't look right. That looks the most right. Yeah, we'll just trim out the front. We'll just trim out the fenders. You know what? Just trim out the dang fenders. There's half of the team. I'm gonna put it over here now. I have too much to do. I mean, not really. Is it absolutely urgent? Nope. I have to bring him back. Oh. Hold on. No, we're good, yeah. The wheels sorted themselves out. The one set will fit the one and not the other. So auto detection. Oh no, I gotta find all those spacers again. House cats are just 1/10 scale panthers. It's not far from the truth. Or like 1/3 scale bobcats, I guess. Quarter scale bobcats? Too late to let it get on the list? Nope, you still got plenty of time. Hadn't seen skunks. 4 skunks in the yard yesterday. Hadn't seen skunks in a long while. Where the Costco now stands, there was a chicken ranch. And we used to get an absurd amount of skunks. No, I'm trying to picture it in my head and I can't even see it. Shock to the front, one to the third, this to the back. So next to the rear, there. Okay. Do skunks eat eggs, I guess? I think skunks eat most anything. I don't miss the skunks not being around. If the skunks want to depart again, that's absolutely fine by me. Because they invariably get spooked by something, stink the joint up. And this is Southern California. All of our cooling methods that we employ are involved in taking air from outside, passing it through water, and running it to the inside so the skunks get around, and then you can't run the swamp cooler. It is not great. Everything gets very hot. It's either that or you let the smell kill you. A weasel ate 7 of my chickens last night. That's crazy. What is the closest approximation of the Bushido body to a railroad truck? It's a Suzuki Samurai. Do people not know this? I mean, it has been a long time. Getting my kick heavy when rails cutting carbon, hoping to lower CG and spring weight. Got a quote from a guy in BC from CNC Madness. Nice. I'm so glad my monitor doesn't show the light in my car. I probably would have wrecked already. Possums are great. I would trade out the skunks for possums for sure. I thought it was an Isuzu. No, the Isuzu had the Amigo. Suzuki had the Samurai. A 79.9-inch wheelbase on the Suzuki Samurai. Does this look busy enough? I don't feel like it does. If we move these over here, we can roll this guy in like this. We put this here, and we can put this body here so that takes up more space. There we go. It doesn't feel... I just realized I was looking for my tweezers, and I picked up the other set. Now I have 2 fingies. Can you tell which one lives on a magnet and which one gets stuck in a hole and keeps it all narrow? I prefer the narrow one for finding plastic spacers because then it doesn't get stuck inside the spacers. We have none of the spacers that we need. That might be a 3. That's a 2. That looks like a 4. That might be a 3. Oh, come on. Down at the bottom. Go easy on me. Come on. So many 2s. How often do you use a 2mm spacer? The answer would be that I apparently don't, because I've pulled out like 6 or 7 in a row. There's the other question that always goes on in my head every Friday. That's like 8 in a row, 9 in a row. Is going to be, what is the wife going to want for dinner this week? We're at 75% on the 2mm, and we are at, I think, 0% on the 5mm for the uppers. I think there's my first one. These are the things. 75% on the 5s, just like that. Just finished 3s, if those are indeed 3s. That is close, but it is a different diameter. 4 for 4. Nice. My goodness, it's all coming together. If these are 3s. I don't know if overseas if the Jimny was the same as the Samurai. 289. Oh, man. This might happen. This might happen. I don't want to jinx it. RTLs. That's what we build around here, ready to leave. Generation wars are a social construct. I think it could be argued that generations are a social construct. Kind of definitive of a social construct. Because they're not infallible, right? What is going on? They're general in their nature because people that live in similar times tend to think in similar ways. But I know for a fact, I've pointed out before, that my wife's eldest sister was born in 66, which would mean that she is the beginning of Gen X. I am a Gen X. She is not a Gen X. She might be a Gen X on the calendar, but like, she's listening to the Carpenters, you know? Like, that lady's a boomer. Boomer. She doesn't understand the newfangled things that the kids were into, 40 years ago. It's different sensibilities. And yet, one of my buddies that I've known over 20 years now, he is 14 years younger than me. So he was born in 85 or 86. He is as Gen X as anyone I've ever met. He might edge towards boomer a little bit. Dude's just old on the inside. So it's definitely not hard and fast. The blind guy is technically a millennial. He's not. He's one of the most boomer people I know. That dude's old. That dude was born old. He had a full beard by the age of 17. Just old. Old on the inside, old on the outside. If you killed Nazis during World War II, you're better than everyone. My grandfathers are in there. It was, they were different. They were different. Those dudes were different. And a big part of why they were different is that the times they grew up in was just straight adversity. Like, it was just hard. Both of my grandfathers, all of my grandparents lived through the Great Depression, right? We got the Great Recession. It's not quite the same thing. People were starving to death, right? It's kind of different. '78 to '85 is the Oregon Trail generation. Yeah, they call them Xennials. Boomers suck so damn hard. I mean, here's the thing. The generation of, this is why you're not going to get a house, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, my father's a boomer, right? I mean, yes, I haven't seen the man in 23 years. But, I mean, he's definitely not a poster child for the boomers. And my mother was a hippie that followed the Grateful Dead around the country for a couple decades. So boomer, there is no static type of boomer. It's a spectrum of boomers as well. The most psyoped generation in history, I don't know about that. Gen Alpha and whatever's coming next. The poor millennials. I start to feel bad for the millennials. Any generation that has gotten to grow up entirely encompassed by the internet is just, as the youths would say, cooked. They're starting 5 steps back. There's multiple generations of people now that might never own a house. My parents are boomers. My father was in one of the wars, hard-working, blue-collar all their lives. Yeah. That's a lot of people's dads. I mean, my dad got into, methamphetamines, but, it was the 70s and 80s, man. It's what you did, I guess. If there was something that dude wasn't cut out for, it was fatherhood. Let me tell you that. I had a pretty easy road laid out for me, because if your bar is set so low that you're just like, I want to do a better job of raising my kids. My dad, who went to jail for DUI, DWI, possession, all that shit, more than once, then the bar is pretty low. My parents were divorced by the time I was 3. And my wife and I have been together. Well, my wife and I have been married for, 34 years. It's 35 years next year. That'll be our 35th anniversary next year. So, I believed it when they told us that, one of the most important things for kids is having 2 parents in the house. I don't disagree. Meth is still around. Now there are elder millennials. Yes. Xennials and elder millennials have this kind of overlap. My boomer dad got a 1% down interest-free mortgage from a local government. Life wasn't as tough as that Jen likes to make it out. Well, here's the thing. Like, they were still, like, medical science, technology hadn't started to catch up. People still died from very preventable causes. They weren't telling people that smoking was going to kill them. They didn't have it easy. The notion that we have it harder now, financially, yes, times suck. But I mean, in terms of quality of life, I think we have it easier. Stuff costs more, but we all remember it. We're all either old or verging on it, right? Did you ever think back, rewind your mind back, right? rewind your mind back to like you're like when you rewind it to when you got your first tiny toy car. If you were one who got into it at a young age, I did, right? Did you ever like? I had Sears catalogs, and we went to the Toys R Us and pulled the tag down to get the games and stuff, right? Did you ever think that you would be alive in a time where you could, at any moment, 24 hours of the day, think of a thing, purchase that thing from your phone? And I didn't own a cellular telephone until I was 30. Order it and potentially have it by the time you get out of bed in the morning. Yes, things have gotten better and worse in like equal measures. Easier but emptier is definitely a good summarization of the hellish dystopia that we live in now. I never remember growing up, right? About I don't want to get political. So here's all I'll say. Most of the stuff that is hot button issues today, none of that stuff existed. The only reason San Bernardino, where I grew up, was still going because it had a big old Air Force base right in the middle of the valley. And you know what the Air Force does? It's done the same thing that every branch of the military has done since the foundation of the military. It grabs people from every walk of life that you can imagine, and it clumps them all together. So there's the kids across the street. When I met the first Vietnamese kids that I ever met, lived right across the street from us. We had kids from all over the country, and nobody thought anything of it. And now all of a sudden, apparently it's a thing. I don't know. I got my first hobby RC from eBay. It was before we had internet at home, though, and I still had to send a money order to pay for it. Hell yeah! To me, a Blackfoot in the 80s, as I've definitely said, Kyosho Ultima. More gravel? I don't know where that comes from either. Whee! That pinion. It's that style of pinion that has an E-clip on it. That E-clip could use 1/10 of a millimeter shim, yes, between the E-clip and the bearing. Front? The front is good. All right. There's our boys. Now, because of the chunky Chunkerton portal boxes, that's only towed out like that much. Oh, $250. That's not a problem. And then we got our boy here. $235. It would have been perfect. It genuinely would have been perfect if those rims fit on this, and then we could put those rims on there. Well, I mean, these would fit on here. Dang. Because they would be basically the exact same width. They'd be within like 3 millimeters of width. But 'twas not to be. Because these are not fitting on there. Period. End of line. Anyone remember the Dodge Colt? I remember the 1980s Dodge Colt. The one that was very, like, boxy. If there was one older than that, I don't remember it. And Dodge, as of somewhat recent, had a history of reviving a brand line so that they can murder its legacy. They're like, this is the Dodge this. And you're like, no, it isn't. No, it's not. I feel like that's a psyop. Where's the pins? Where's the pins? In your hand. Idiot! I'm fine. There's nothing to see here. Mr. Charles Hurley, everybody. The Colt was the Mitsubishi Colt. Most of the 1980s Dodge was Mitsubishi. Hey, the man that was at a funeral is back. This keeps happening. Friday funerals. The Ford Maverick was done dirty. You mean when they turned it into a fully independent suspension pickup truck? Because that's not how I remember the Maverick. All cars are stupid to somebody. And I would say, with the exceptions of the Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, and I mean the regular one. Yes, the SI that looks like it had a baby with a spaceship. Maybe that one. But those cars, the cars that they sell thousands and thousands and thousands of every year, those are cars that you buy because you have to. Nobody says, okay, I drive a 2021 Subaru Ascent. It is unquestionably the most practical car I've ever owned. It has all-wheel drive. 7 people can genuinely fit inside of it. I bring things home in it. I use it. It's great. I have no complaints about it. I was in the line at the Dutch Brothers getting the kid. The wife told me to go get her a refresher. So I went to the Dutch Brothers, which is half a mile away from the house. And I was getting her a refresher. And the girl that was, you know, how they stand outside. If you're familiar with Dutch Brothers, some poor human with a tablet has to stand outside in the weather and take your order instead of you just saying it into a menu board. It actually kind of works out, though, because then by the time you make it up to the window, they just hand you your drinks and you drive away. They're on to something. Anyway, she said, this isn't an Outback, is it? I said, no. She said, is it the Ascent? I said, it is. She said, oh my God, that's my dream car. And I was like, I never thought in my whole life I would ever hear anyone say that the Subaru Ascent, which is a crossover sport utility vehicle that seats 7 people, would be anyone's dream car. What was the most disposable car? In my mind, two-way tie, Nissan Sentra, Dodge Neon. Was she a lesbian? Perfect. You know what? I have no idea. Maybe. Maybe that's the telling sign. If you're a parent and your child comes to you and says that their dream car is a Subaru, you go, huh. The Yugos? No, the Yugo was those are some disappointing dreams. Yeah, well, hey, it's not like that one that was making the rounds on the internet where the kid tells his dad that his dream car is a Tesla. And the guy's like, how did I fail? Yeah, I mean, I qualify. I talked to my wife. Was like, you know, because their marketing campaigns were kind of guided that way, starting in the 80s, the whole Navratilova era. And I was like, I qualify, you know? I like women. I do woodwork. I dress shabbily. Like, I check a lot of the boxes. So, I can tell you right here and right now, the Facnoy and the AMK, I have one in one hand and one in the other. These are the exact same thing. Literally the exact same thing. Nothing wrong with a Tesla, except they don't know how to throw them away. Lithium's not recyclable. The worst panel fitment you've ever seen on a vehicle. Ever. I don't want to go off on a rant, but as an owner of over 100, well, as the current holder of over 100 electric cars, we're not ready. The world is not ready for full electric cars. They should be making hybrids. Tesla does electric well, but they can't build cars. That's a perfect summary. And when Toyota came out, 20 years ago now, and said that they weren't going to build electrics because for the cost of one electric, they can build 10 hybrids, we should be doing hybrids. We should be weaning us off of fuel. There is no infrastructure for EVs at all. Yes, EVs are not yet the solution. Right. At some point, it's going to happen. We get that spontaneous evolution of technology. Someone is going to figure out how to store pixies better, right? We're going to find some other method to confine pixies. Hydrogen would be a great opportunity and a great idea, Furai that Toyota's got, if it didn't ignore one thing, that being the end user. If 2% of the cars on the road were powered by hydrogen, there would have already been a massive explosion somewhere because someone would have figured out how to blow the damn thing up. They would have gotten in just the perfect accident and they would have blown it up, right? Until the batteries get better, right? Because all a Tesla is this, but it weighs 2,000 pounds. Anybody who's had one of these cook off will know. Now make it 2,000 pounds. And make it have a very finite lifespan. It's going to wear out. And when it wears out, series of question marks. What do we do with it? We don't know how to recycle the lithium yet. We got to dig the lithium up out of the ground. Kill as many African children as we can. Now they want to dig it out. Where did they find it? Isn't it over there? Virginia, West Virginia, somewhere over there? Where they found that lithium deposit? They're coming back for you, West Virginia. They didn't finish you off with the coal. Now it's time to get down there in the ground, start digging out that lithium. Don't worry. It won't kill you. It's not dangerous at all. It's been fine. If history has shown anything. Nothing quite like a lithium fire. I heard old Muskie giving his spiel about electric cars and how he was talking about, he's right? Thermodynamics. His argument that was it's more efficient to produce power at the power plant and use it to charge the cars than it is for each individual car to basically be its own power plant, which is what ICE is, which is what internal combustion does. You are a little power plant. Where that fails, though, is in the same thing. Thermodynamics again. You still have to transmit that power, and it loses efficiency. And then you have to change it from AC to DC, and it loses efficiency again. And by the time you're done, there's a bunch of government agencies that have already done the math on this and found out that if they convert this amount of vehicles over to electric, they'll never recoup the extra cost to buy the electric vehicles. They'd have to stay on the road for 50 years. The only people that can operate full electric vehicles and eat that eat that cost at the initial in order to offset it over time is juggernauts. It's the United States Postal Service and Amazon. They can run as many electric vehicles as they want because they're not doing, because for them, they're not doing because it's ecologically conscious. They're doing it because they save money. And when it gets down to the point where they've figured out a way to store the energy to where it's not incredibly explosive when anything happens to it, and that you can actually have a truck that will go 100 more miles if you add a trailer to it, and it won't drop your range to 70 miles. I'm talking to you, F-150 Lightning. And then it gets cheaper. Oh, people will buy them because that's the motivation. All people need is an incentive. And the coldest, oh, that is bad business. The coldest, truest fact of it is saving the planet is not a motivation to anyone. Saving money is a motivation to pretty much everyone. Rich people would be on the bandstands begging for you to buy an electric car if it helped them save their money. So, you'll not catch me driving any electric cars much bigger than this one. See, what we should have had was all the public transportation infrastructure that they ripped out from under us 70 years ago. Don't talk about 0 point energy or you'll end up dead. Oh, man. Like, I've definitely mentioned before that I love conspiracy theories. The problem is, the further we tumble down into the dystopia, the less of them are conspiracy theories. These aren't conspiracies at this point. This is just things that are happening. How did I get that position so perfectly? That's my battery stuttering. Okay, we're going to see what the spark situation looks like, and we'll judge from there. I think they're going to shoot at my pants. That's all right. And if you don't like the sound, I have something to tell you. I don't either. It really appeals to my tinnitus. I also don't like that much that you only have to cut through it about halfway, and you can just pop them apart. I do have to hit this on the. I forget how short the rear drive shaft is on a VFD. And ordinarily, I like the natural ones, the non-coated ones, because whatever they coat these in, when it gets hot, I would classify the smell as unhealthy. But I felt like these both needed the coated ones. They just look better. Oh, I think he's done it. I think he's gotten it like perfectly lengthed. Yeah, these ain't falling off. Yes. Indeed, perfectly lengthed. It's probably toxic. It probably is. I have everything I need right now except for my motor. It's kind of indisposed right now. I'm going to hold on to that motor for at least another month, I figure. Like, I'll film the episode and then I just won't upload it. Just so I can hold on to that motor for at least another month. Because I am contrarian by nature. Oh, I had my safety squints fully engaged. You don't got to worry about me. There is basically, because of how much caster I dialed into that rear axle. Wow, this thing is that where that sits? We're going belly dragger action. I did not realize. This guy is skadunked. That's well down there, man. What of it? Okay, I'm gonna try another theory now after we do this thing. Okay, so presumably you have all given your names to the man. I was talking about a different motor. So, if you've sent your name to the man, he has already sent me the list. The list. Copy. 81. I gotta sort and go through. We'll see. Okay, there's our first one. 80. 79. 78. Oh. 77. 76. 75. Yeah, like five doublers, it looked like. Make sure I'm on it. JSFEA. He's not. I think it has an 01 on it, right? Yeah. Yeah, the raccoon is on here. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I will leave this. We'll just put this up for a minute. You can let me scroll up to the top. We can leave that on there. We can leave that up there for a minute. I don't know, is Team Boogie on there? Yeah. All right, so let me just leave that rotating for a minute. I'm going to try an unwise idea, but I feel like it's doable here. I'm going to try to take a ruler. I am going to try to see if I can measure a pin to pin like 98. Yeah, pin to pin 98. I'm going to try to cut one of these so that it's 98 millimeters long without mocking it. I've never not mocked one before. This is a terrible silver Sharpie. Porter Stout is not on here. He is correct. He is not. Did I spell that right? Yes. Brap sleds. He is correct. He is not. At Braps. I don't think there's going to be. I don't remember the numbers. I don't think we needed to. Okay, Braps. Let's take out that one. Seadoran 851 is correct right there. It's 841. I mean, we know what it means. $702. Oh yeah, because he should be right up first. At 702 Vegas, Steve. Nice. I believe that's how I spelled it last time. RGRC, can't see if he's on the list. He is not. At RGRC, it's like 2561? Just guessing. 6521. Close enough. I'm not, don't forget me. Lucky, I'm just going to put you as Lucky 7. We know who it is. KL at Lucky 7. Henry N not on the list? No, there's only one H. At Henry N. Mauston 3408. Probably right here. Mauston 3408? That sound right? It's close enough. We know who it is. Oh, I got it right. Is JDA 79 on there? No. At JDA 79. Vegas Mike 6837. I'm just putting Vegas Mike. Wait. 6837. Sounds right. Waylon Maple's already on there. Oh, thank you, Agent Edgy. Agent Edgy sneaking in with the 10. All right, got about another minute. We are at, what is that, 80? 86. Holy cow. The Billies 777. Make sure it's not down here under the Billies. It's not. At the Billies 777. All right. I think that's about it. I think 87. It says 203. Mine says 188. On my studio page, it says 188 on my preview. All right. So just try it DIY. I think Just Try a DIY is going to be the last one. At Just Try It. I hit another letter. Yeah, it's close enough. Close enough. It's got a bonus letter. Okay, Daniel will be the last one. We're going way over. Daniel Scudder. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do at Daniel Scudder and at Nicholas Steffi. I might have misspelled some names. All right. I would say, well, there it is. So we're, there we go. 90 on the board. Oh, yeah. Mr. Hurley is not wrong. At least 50. We drop at between 215 and 230. At least 50 people will leave. It will drop to into the 130s is where it's going to go. So what we're going to do, remember, shipping. You got to cover shipping. I can't. Look, guys. Look. This is like the first one where I bought all of the stuff. I bought a brand new Bushido to do this with. I bought the wheels, the kit, all the links, all this. I bought it just to give it away. You're all the way up at the top. It says it right at the top. Nicholas Steffi's right at the top. So, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I bought $240 worth of stuff to put these two. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So, you got to cover shipping, man. You got it. So, here it is. I'm not even going to count. We're going to go. No whammies, right? Yep. Bam. All right, there it goes. Where it stops. I should have a box. I'm pretty sure I have a box that will fit this guy. Dave Franco. 8152. Somebody hit that man with an at. Dave Franco. 8152. I haven't seen him say anything. I know he was here earlier. I definitely saw him here earlier. Does he have a YouTube channel? Yeah. Can't add him. Can't add him. Yeah, so we'll yeah, he was here because that's how he got on the list. Yes. That is absolutely correct. He had to have been here. He actually I think he asked a question and I answered it. So he was definitely here earlier. So I'll give it till the minute wraps around. It's the old I am David Franco. Just come over here, grab a sharper silver Sharpie. All right. Bloop. This keeps happening. What if it picked him again? What if it picked him again? Now, we know he's here because he asked to be added like 3 minutes ago. He says he's here. All right. Easy stuff. I did. Oh, I spelled his name way wrong. Yeah. Basically, basically not even trying at that point. Oh, not that it matters. The ceremonial remove. I mean, it's a new list every time. So, easy. You know the routine? Thou shalt send me an email to crawlercanyon@gmail.com. And that email should contain the place that you want this sent to, like an address, a whole one. And don't think that I haven't had people say, oh, I live in Nevada. And I'm like, I'm going to need it to be more specific than that. I'm going to need it to be more specific than that. So an email that just says your address, that way I can put it into one of my various shipping applications, and I can find out what it's going to cost to send it to you. One more spin just to see. All right. I'm on board. Who would have been, if it hadn't worked, who would it have been? How did I shrink my window down a little bit? What happened? Crawling RC Saskatoon? That's definitely Canada. I don't know if I have ever, I don't know if I've ever seen that name before. If I have, I don't remember it. Miata Commuter helping out with the shipping. And it does help. Jimbo dropping the 10. Oh, and he hit Chuck Hess. Chuck Hess has gotten hit in a minute. And Big Zeke's got hit. And they ship now. It's just a routine now. Giveaway rigs ship on Tuesday, and this week they would definitely ship on Tuesday because. All right, let's just watch it go by. Let's just watch it go by. The Sawtooth dropping the 50. Zimba dropping the 5. Here they all come. Flowing in. Jason Tetkowski with the 5. Mr. Hurley dropping 5 for the shipping. Look at it go. Look at it go. There goes the Sawtooth. Look at it go. Oh, if anyone is curious, the Sawtooth might be curious. During this past week, 216 memberships rolled off. 216. One of the sharpest downward, it barely had an angle. It was almost just a perfectly vertical drop on the Sawtooth on the channel memberships. So yeah. I said Miata Commuter because Faith Goodwin is Miata Commuter, and I have known them as Miata Commuter for longer. I don't know. It's in my head that way. Just got here. Did I miss it? You did. You literally just missed it by about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, those people don't care about me. That's fair. That's fine. It's fair. It's defensible, honestly. Some of the British, man, you guys can dodge. Oh, can you see the truck? Yeah, we can do this. You hear those S5s peel off the Oh, so I told the kid also painted the head, and I told the kid the included head is like a sleep paralysis demon, because it's just all white, and yet it somehow seems like it's looking inside of you. So I said, I want you to try to keep that aesthetic. And they said, but how do you feel about pork chop sideburns and a handlebar mustache? And I was like, I would appreciate it if you did both of those things. So inside the body, you have pork chops and handlebar mustache, but the eyes that somehow magically seem to see inside of you, we just went with the pitch black death eyes. And they put a red hat. They had initially, because they knew this was blue, they were going to go with a blue hat, but then they just thought that it looked like the streamer J Schlapp. So they painted their hat red instead. Underneath, you have Bushido, but it has been skidded very forward as thou canst skid. We have moved the skid forward 30 millimeters or so, because the core fundamental problem with the Bushido is that in order to get the short wheelbase to match the 80-inch wheelbase of a Samurai, they just put the front links on the back, so they were equal length front and rear. This is not conducive to good handling, and it's even less conducive to things like descending, because you just want a doodle bug all the time. So in my lust for link length differential, I put the skid as far forward as it would go, which effectively left me no positions to mount the front upper links. They are now mounted to the old position for the battery mount, which means that the axle has to be castered all the way to the moon. The servo, as you can see, is at almost a 40-degree angle because it is rocked all the way like that. And then these are clocked back so far that it is impossible to run behind the axle steering. They're clocked back so far that you will notice, hey, where's the drag link? The drag link is literally hiding behind. And I had to cut and machine a horn down so that it would fit, because it is all nestled up in there. The link length differential is now 40 millimeters. The rear links are 40 millimeters longer than the front links. And as such, because the wheelbase is so short, because the gearbox is moved so far forward, you'll never get a drive shaft in contact with the ground despite them being center pinion, because we're running so much caster on the axle. And then so that it's not positive caster, these are clocked back like 3 splines. It's clocked back as far as I've ever clocked back a front axle, to the point where the front shocks, the rear shocks actually point forward a little bit. Actually lean that way a little bit. All of the shocks are flipped around to the lower position. They're not mounted in the upper position. They are now tag team on the single shear Tango down at the bottom. And then other than that, this is an Injora 35 turn. This is a Hobby Wing 1080. Your radio is nowhere nearby. It's way, did I just see it? Your radio is a Sanwa MX6, which is a fantastic radio and probably one of the nicer radios that we've given away. And it is being given away for one reason. It runs on AA batteries. I did a rough count about 2 years ago, and if I had to outfit every radio in this building with AA batteries, I would need something like 400 AA batteries. I try to use AA batteries only when there are absolutely no other options. This is a LiPo and 18650 house. So this was the first radio I bought for crawlers, period, because I was a Sanwa man for all those years. The tires are filled with, these are Injora Green Large. So there's a little bit of bag on the side, but the softness is just right. The seal is in there. Does it have the spacer? The seal is sealed in the front, but if you're going to take this down to the crick, I need to fix it for you. Here's the easiest way to do it. Grab one of these. We'll go over to the drawer. We'll take a Traxxas. Ooh, I like that one. Oh, wait, no, we can't. How far does that come down? No, we got to do it. We can't do it that way. We got to do it the other way. I was going to do the little nubbin of antenna. But if I do the nubbin of antenna, I don't think the body will clear it. So we put this in here. And then, oh, I don't think it will. We're gonna have to. Oh, and the headlights attach magnetically. So when this just lines up, it will just auto magically attach itself. You can fit up to a 4200. I did all of my workup and testing off of a 2200. There's plenty of room under there. So you don't have to worry about when you take the body off, you don't have to worry about jerking any wires out. This guy will work just fine. I treated myself on payday. I treated myself. These are steady MS100s. I've tried this before. I'm a huge fan and proponent of the $6.50 CHP 170s from Hakko. As you can tell by looking at these, they've been used a lot. And at some point, I cut something harder than they can cut. See their little two notches in their teeth. I've been using this pair of $6 flush cutters for so long. These are unbelievably sharp. So we probably want to cut this off right about here. I mean, that's perfectly flat. Stick that in there like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold it in place with the set screw. Okay. Now, if you want to take this down and run it in the crick, you can. What is the Sanwa that has the excellent switch for rear steer? The vintage, the now vintage Sanwa Airtronics MT4. You could cut rails and have the first Element FF chassis. Yeah, I mean, yeah. What was I doing? I got nothing. Did I outline everything? 35 kg blue case, 1080, 35 turn. Yeah, if you want to change out the motor, just buy a Fusion. Buy a Fusion 1200. Slap it on there. Take all the other stuff off. I would run it just like this, honestly, and I'm saying that as the guy who built it recently. Wonder how unboxed that flush cutter has seen. That flush cutter has cut. That's like my fourth of the Hakkos. I wear those bad boys out. So the 1080 with this 35, we have enough gear reduction. You know what? I mentioned it in the test run. There is something kind of nice about not having FOC sometimes. Sometimes super loud too. Sometimes FOC is just, sometimes it's too much. Garrett Cole's return start has been scratched after getting hurt in a TikTok video with Jazz Chisholm. He tripped over a fog machine. What is going on with 2026? Yeah, it's like you actually have a throttle. Yeah, that's what lack of FOC is like. 12%, and it comes with bonuses if I can remember to put them in the box. And I will, oh, Fusion 1800 in this is going to be spicy, real spicy. You basically can't gear it down enough. you will receive with your non-purchase. I keep the manuals. You don't get the manual. Hashtag deal with it. But you will receive the sticker sheet should you want to apply your choice of 80s or 90s graphics, including these little creepy guys peeking out. I don't know what those are. And also, do you know what we don't do here, ladies and gentlemen? Snorkels. So you'll get the snorkel too. We don't do... Just say no to snorkels. Baseball players have the weirdest injuries of all major sports. I agree. Do not put a Fusion 1800 in a Pinecone 110s, not a Land Rover. Backflips are not good for it. Yeah, he's got it right there. The man from the UK has got it right there. That is not a snorkel. That is a fish hook. And it will hook onto something, and you will not, you will be unhappy. It will be unhappy. Everyone will be unhappy. We're going to go right there. Okay, my cut on the last one was not the prettiest thing that I've ever seen. How close is this to the one I already cut? Oh, I didn't even notice I'd cut the straight axle first. Okay, it's a little bit shorter. Then we can't do it. Cut rears first. Okay, same technique. 105. Much easier to do. Did you order that D1RC from Mrs. C yet? There's only one place that sells the R2. I would love to get her the R2. Love to. There's only one place that sells it. A seller on AliExpress. And it was $66 shipping. So, currently, D1RC has the non-R2s yet. They have the non-R2s back in stock. So I could get a non-R2 with a hard body cheaper. Honestly, what had happened is I had convinced myself that I was going to get the RTR. I was kind of looking forward to it. So I'm kind of hoping that D1RC gets the RTR back in stock. Safety squints on. Everybody put your safety squints on. That was much better. My ears ring a little bit. That was much better. Oh, I'm good. No, I'm doing good. We're doing good, guys. Let me tell you something. That thing was hot. Oh. Metal. That thing was hot. Real hot. I did just single pass it, so that's on me, you know. How close did he get with the measuring technique? I've always mocked him up. And if this works, I don't want to mock him up anymore. If it's a little long, that's fine. Oh, no, it's way long. See? See, that's incredibly too long. How did I do that? I said 105, eye to eye. And what did we end up with? 115. When looking for the optimal link geometry, got the dog buried, did I win? These are Mavericks, Injor Mavericks. Ooh, wibbly wobbly. When you're looking for the optimal link geometry, what are the must-haves? Oh man, I don't know if there is such a thing. There are like rough guidelines. So like I would have been right. But I somehow managed to cut it way too long. How did I do that? Optimal link geometry. I look more at things like separation at the chassis. Is it exactly 5? Separation at the chassis, separation at the axle. I like to have optimally. Okay, I guess I do have one thing that I would put in the optimal section. For me, that would be I want my rear lowers to be at minimum 20 millimeters longer than my front lowers. I want at least 20 millimeters of link length differential front to rear. When I said mini soccer ball, somebody in the comments said, "Do you mean a foosball?" Yeah, yeah. Each the left one and the right one need to be the exact same length. That is also true. When somebody said, "Do you mean a foosball?" I don't know if I'd ever noticed that a foosball has, the soccer ball pattern on it. It probably does. This is almost certainly a foosball, right? Like what are the odds that this isn't a foosball? But when you get them in here under the stark fluorescent lighting, I don't know. What color is this in Mr. Hurley's world? One wonders. And we've got one that's a little deeper. Look at, none of these are the same shade. This one looks like a planet. Now we see how much slope there is on the bench. So these were definitely out there getting sanded down by nature and the elements. Some of these are very smooth. Polara? I think if I got my count close to right, I need something to hold these. I think we found 23. 24 if we count. Haha, you missed me, you son of a bitch. 24 if we count the foosball. Ain't no son of mine gonna be playing no dang foosball. How many golf balls can I hold in one hand? Well, at least 10. As a rec summer counselor, I was routinely humbled by 10-year-olds at foosball. Yes, these are the Wheelin' Wednesday golf balls. Yeah, they're just gonna roll away. Noodle. How did I not notice that one of them's name was Noodle? Oh, I don't like that. Titleist for Paycom. The Performance Group. Nike. Super Far. There it is, Mr. Hurley. You didn't have to wait long. Oh. Hey, bonus battery. Did the wife manage to get the baseball back with all? Yes. Yes. It's currently rolling around in the back of the car. Oh, how long ago did I get this? Like 2 months ago? 2-3 months ago? Not that long ago. I haven't had it that long. I got it after I bought the, well, as you can see, the Dremel. I got it after the Dremel. I got the wireless Dremel that I use over by the lathe. This one's going to be fun. I'm going to cut them both. I'm going to dodge sparks. Like, how would you explain to someone what it feels like to have sparks hit your body? Like, what does sparks feel like? They feel like sparks, right? Like, they're kind of hot, but they only hit you for like a millisecond, so it's not like heat. You can feel like the heat of the spray of sparks, but it's like a tingle when they touch you. I don't think there's anything really like it. Like, see, at one point, I rocked that forward, spicy tingles. I rocked that forward a little, and it shot him right up the sleeve of my shirt into my armpit. It's a very strange sensation. Like hot sand being thrown in the general direction of your body. Try welding under a car with a MIG welder. That's a hard pass. No. I weld barefooted, but who would anticipate that I would do anything different? Did he go 2 for 2? I do have one extra. I got one extra bit. So if I buffooned this, I can remedy. It'll be fine. Is what I'm saying. There's going to be is an outcome. You can count on that. Sibling throwing a handful of sewing needles at you. Strange is when the welding berry goes in your ear and you can hear it sizzling your ear hairs. No. One time using a full-on grinder, the grinder, I was cutting. I don't even remember what I was cutting, but I lit my pants on fire. That's the pertinent part of that story. I lit the crotch of my dickies on fire, and it actually burned the crotch out of my pants. So that's a thing that I did one time. You gonna play with your balls on the live stream? No, I already put them away. I'm playing with my shafts on the live stream instead. You know, it's about priorities. Okay. That is borderline too short. I almost cut that too short. That is not the amount of insertion that I prefer. Hey, Krusty Crawler's birthday is tomorrow. Happy, I know belated is after. Happy preemptive birthday. I think I might have cut this one too short, period. Ooh, these low-dollar shafts, man. Sometimes these guys will remind you. No, you know what? It's actually fine. It's actually fine. That's about 6-7 millimeters of exposure. I think it's going to be absolutely fine. Yep. Nope. Crisis averted. New challenge course. Use golf balls and foosball for 12 new gates on the Wheelin' Wednesday Gold Ball route. Gates can be on any obstacle on the course. Just right up the side of Hannah, Montana. Someone needs a shimmin'. And that's the beauty of it. Isn't that the beauty of it? The beauty of it is you can't tell until you attach both drive shafts to the gearbox. Everything is fine. And then you attach the drive shafts to the gearbox, and then it's clanky. Mr. Scurvy is heading out to eat. Yeah, I get to look forward to a near future where we find out what the wife has decided she wants for dinner. I'm having a hungry day. I've been hungry all day. I had my burrito. It was excellent. Meat, rice, and cheese. Very good. Maybe you can answer this. I was watching one of the Zoku shorts, and he said he had a rig with element axles underneath it. Yeah, it's live on the website now. One millimeter in the front. And the straight axle guy is, that's a roller, right? That's a roller. Now all we got to do is the other one, the Udervoon. The Uder. And I said, oh, that guy's good. We'll see. It's just that little bit of drag. We'll find out. Yeah, tolerances be stacking up. This way. I'm not alone, right? I'm not alone, I hope, in that when I put these cut-to-length drive shafts on, I can only put them on one way, which is the fixed end has to go at the axle side, and the spliny end has to go on the gearbox side. I think all past winners should be able to get in on the next giveaway except me. Oh, Bobby Bonilla Day lands on a Wheelin' Wednesday, July 1st. Need to dedicate that Wheelin' Wednesday to his genius. Doesn't it run out soon? Won't they have him paid off soon? It's in the 2020s, right? That it finally runs out, or is it in the 2030s? I mean, it's all right. It's not knocking my socks off. I think it's because I had to put a little bit more angle on it. 2035. Man. When the wife can't decide, do you tell her you're going to surprise her and take her somewhere really cool? She'll ask where, then you tell her to guess. Whatever she says yes. Yeah. Have you ever seen, oh my God. I love that. I love that as an approach. Have you ever seen the one, it was a lady and she did an Instagram reel and she said, hey, hon, guess where we're going for dinner? And he goes, I don't know where. And she goes, it's your favorite place. And he goes, really? She goes, yeah. And he says the place, and it's this like ramen shop in like Tokyo, Japan. And then they just show her absolutely deadpan faced as they go to the airport, get on a plane, fly to Japan. That is an incredible amount of dedication to a bit. I mean, I assume that they were already intending to go to Japan, but she's the MVP of that thing. And that's what I'm afraid of. Some of my wife's favorite places are not inexpensive. They are not inexpensive and they are not nearby. And I could be like, your favorite place, and she'd be like, the Napa Rose, which is where dinner for two costs about $400. Well, it did before the dystopia got as deep as it is now. So I don't know. They're currently closed for remodeling. So maybe I could get away with this. But then she would just say Fleming's Steakhouse. And then we end up going to Fleming's. And that's only usually about, after tip, it's about $300 for two people. So I try to do that about once a year, usually around like a birthday or an anniversary or something like that. Her favorite place should be the McDonald's in Richmond. That's very specific. And we haven't had McDonald's since she lost gluten. It's over 50 now, Mr. Hurley. Not the tip. Yeah, as per the channel usual, you spin the wheel. It's a concurrent viewer evaporator. I'm going back to my old techniques. I don't know. I don't trust myself. I don't trust the math. There's that old joke about how they're getting the kids to use trigonometry to figure out how tall the building is. And the guy comes back like 30 seconds later and he's all, it's 827 feet. And the guy's all, how did you work that out so fast? And he goes, I didn't. I paid the doorman $2 and he told me how tall the building was. I'm that guy. Whatever's the easiest method, I'll take that. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse is definitely one of her favorites. Yeah, we're at 150. It was 20. It peaked at 203, and we're at 151. I saw it at 148 there for a second. My wife's favorite place is tied between the Michelin-starred restaurant in Napa Valley and a little place we found on the river through Paris, across the river from Notre Dame. Yeah, see, Dalek Boy is not using the we're going to your favorite place, because he could end up on a plane to Paris. Is it true that, like, basically the whole city smells like pee? Because that's what the internet keeps telling me. I've come to where I basically don't believe anything on the internet anymore. Took a wife up to the Mining Co. at the edge of the world for Mother's Day. Oh, nice. When I was 20, I took my girlfriend to Morton's Steakhouse not knowing it was fancy. I was wearing shorts and flip-flops and was too prideful to leave. I was broke for a month after that. I got hit by a car in Paris. See, that's a good story, though, you know? Nobody can take that away from you. I don't know. I feel like the wheel is getting better. You don't believe anything on the internet, but we are on the internet, so you don't believe any of us. I don't know if any... Look at this objectively, Mr. Raccoon. I'm talking to a raccoon on the internet. Aside from the few of you that I have personally met, right? This is about the thing about, like, we can never see what Mr. Hurley sees. We don't know what colors look like to him. We can only go off of his interpretation. I don't know if any of you are who you are, right? Like, even though some of these names I've met personally, in person, I've met some of these names, there's no way for me to know that the name on the screen is the person that I met. I don't know if any of you are even real. This could all be a simulation. You know I'm real because, my God, if this is a computer program, I'm not really me, see? Rudy is actually someone else. My favorite place to eat is just shy of a 2-hour drive from home. That alone kills the chances of getting it readily, yeah. My mate says the Eiffel Tower looks like rusty scaffolding. The Matrix could be real. Would it make any difference? Like, my God, if this is the Matrix, holy crap. Wouldn't we all be millionaires? Like, Matrix is kind of predicated upon human beings naturally trending towards suffering. I don't think that's explicitly true. I don't think we actively seek out suffering. But like, if this is a simulation, why are so many people getting such a raw deal in the simulation? And that's true. Keanu Reeves in this Matrix might be cooler than the Keanu Reeves in the actual Matrix. Is he too long? You know he is. You know he is. By like 3 millimeters. I like watching others suffer sometimes. That's amazing. My favorite place to eat is anywhere I don't have to cook. Yeah. The excuse for why we are not rich is the perpetually perceived self-imagery. But where did we get that? Was that not programmed into us? So like why? Everyone here is a bot. We've all been programmed to love RC cars. I mean, I've heard less plausible things be true. Okay. Did I kerblast 3 millimeters off of that? We gonna find out, ain't we? We is. I'm getting old. Food at restaurants is getting increasingly bad. Yeah. What did the guy say earlier? Easier but emptier. That just, man, that's with me. I feel that. Easier but emptier. I don't think I took off enough. Shut up, because you're wrong. Shut up with your wrongness. Big dummy. You big dummy. I have to disconnect these drive shafts again to put the motors in. I have few in the way of additional goals. Maybe you just suck at tasting. Whoa, the architect is in the chat. Humans will not believe a simulation is real without suffering. I don't know where this, that's a metal, that, one of these outputs had a washer on it. A metal washer. I did not put that there. It presented itself. We're going to assume that the other one is going to need 2 millimeters, 2 1/2 millimeter shims as well. Are you saying it's a skill issue? Tasting things, indeed, a skill issue. This guy, okay. Hopefully, is it too long? No, it's not. Hopefully this doesn't need a shim. Because if it does, I gotta drop a link to get to it. I made the other front about, I don't know, 3-4 millimeters too short of maxed out. This one is maxed out. There's the clank. There's the clank. Guess what happens if he... Portal? Guess what happens if he doesn't do it right now? He forgets to do it, and then it'll be clanking. My suffering was discovering at 2 a.m. I left the sunroof open, and it started raining at 1:30. Brap Sleds won. We'll find out how it goes soonish. Just easier. At least I won't have to unbutton these ends no matter what. Who else wants their ex-wife to suffer? I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people do. But I assume a lot of ex-wives want their ex-husbands to suffer too. I don't really wish suffering on anyone. We get enough. We get enough. Do I wish suffering upon people in the moment? Well, in a hollowed out, not really kind of way. The guy who backed his RAV4 all the way out of the spot and then stopped. And I was like, does your vehicle not have a backup camera? Can you not see me here? And then he stopped and he wouldn't move. So I had to drive around him. I wished some suffering on that guy in that moment. I think the universe would have been running fairly evenly if I had gotten my wish. Oh, this is... Have you ever had something turn rapidly into what they call a thing? We're deep into this has turned into a thing territory. I never should have disconnected that. Mistakes are currently being made. And I had to disconnect that, to disconnect that, to disconnect that. Oh, heavens above. Oh. I feel like I've had enough of this fella for one day. And then I remembered, well, you've worked on 2. I feel like the Portal has fought me way more than the straight axle. I can double check the trash can. I'm pretty sure they're Dash RC. Both sets are Dash RC, I'm pretty sure. Digging. Yeah. Dash RC. You can find them on Amazon. It's definitely where I got these. It would have been the absolute best thing to happen to me today if when I picked that up, it dropped the axle down just enough to pop the drive shaft in half. Would have been amazing. Have you sent any rigs to New Hampshire? Rigs? I don't think so. I know that somebody's in New Hampshire. Why do I know this? Connecticut? Somebody is up in that area. Are you going to... Wait, I gotta start above. Am I correct in thinking that the Endura turbine wheels have -10? I'm having trouble with my tires getting into the body on my cab-only J-Con Warlord. Would standard wheels fix it? Yes, the turbines are -10, and you can get that other wheel from J-Concepts, from Endura. I had a chrome set, and they went on a giveaway rig. They are basically like buggy wheels. Compared to those -10s, they will pull you in like 15 millimeters per side. They tend to sell for like, maybe they have a set on Amazon. I can bring up a photo. Endura 1.9 wheel. Yeah, -10s are going to make you a proper wide. Not those, not those, not those. These. So you can really, oh, I can just do this. You can really pull it in narrow with those. Because as you can see, the wheel bolts are like way out towards the front. They have them in, I want to say, chrome, white, and black. A standard wheel will pull you in. It isn't 10 millimeters. That's the thing. Okay, they say -10, but a typical wheel is going to be like -4 or -6. So the -10s will only actually be about 4 more millimeters, at 8 millimeters per side. So if you go to a normal wheel with a 6 millimeter hub on it instead of a 9 or a 10 millimeter hub, that's going to pull you in about 8 millimeters per side, 8 or 9 millimeters per side. And then if you go to a wheel like that, I can go back. If you go to a wheel like that with a 6 millimeter hub, you'll be like 225 wide overall. You'll pull them way in. They're not quite as flat faced as like OT6 or any of the carbon faced offerings, but for a normal wheel, that's pretty much as much. It's the opposite, right? It's much positive offset as you can get. I need to order another set of those. I just made an order from Injora. I should have ordered another set of those. Did I fix it? Boy, can you tell the difference with portals. Like, you have to roll this. It's almost like this rig has 8 more gears in it than this one does. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Where do we put the body? Oh. Things are hard to find. Clear. They're like sneaky. See, that body wants to be like there. That's where that body wants to be. I think what we do, I think we split the difference. I think we split the difference and we cut the flat part of the fender off. I usually come right down along the edge of that light like that. Just, it's not arched out too much, I don't think. I watched, okay, what did I, betwixt when we met last and now, I finished The Boys. I watched all of season 5. I watched American Primeval. I'm 4 episodes into the Abandons, which of all of the limited series, regular series, you name it, really, anything I've watched on the internet, I can't think of a series that I have watched that feels more made for TV than The Abandons, except it's got Lena Headey and Gillian Anderson in it. So you're like, oh, these are like actors. And the production level is quite good. A guy fell off a horse. It was just full-blown CGI, man. Like, that dude was CG. I went to look it up on IMDb because for the life of me, I could not remember. I saw Lena Headey's, it's Headey. Lena Headey's face. I saw her face and I was like, my God, she's familiar. But she's doing an Irish accent and I couldn't figure out what it was from. Yeah, it's Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones. She does a convincing Irish accent. It just feels so like at the beginning of it, it literally goes previously on the Abandons. And I'm like, I can't remember the last time I was watching a show where at the beginning of the episode it said previously. It's Headland. That's a solid reference. Oh my God. Okay, right, there's a little mark right there. See that little mark right there? We'll come back. We'll revisit that in a minute or two and see if there's any blood coming out of it. When I went to set this rig down, this was standing up at the time. And that got me good. I feel kind of swimmy after that. Oh. Ugh. Oh, I also watched Man on Fire. I watched all of Man on Fire. And it was reasonably well done. But the main guy, his voice, he sounds almost exactly like Shaq. So whenever he was like threatening a bad guy, here's what I'm going to do to you. And I was like, oh my God, that's just Shaq. And Shaq seems like a genuinely lovely and affable gentleman. So I couldn't take it seriously. I'm hoping that within my lifetime, they'll finish making Yellowstone and Yellowstone related series so that someone on the internet will have a thing of like, what episodes do you not need to watch? What order of things do you need to watch them in? And I can watch Yellowstone the correct way. There's just too much of it right now. There's just absolutely too much of it. I didn't even get to the stuff. So there's that and this. Okay. And then here's the 1200 for the straight axle. There's the 1800 for the portal. And they're both getting a GX40. And then over here I have the 7 of 8 body mounts. I got the body mounts. And there should be pinions. I've got a 13 and a 15. One for the straights. One for the portals. Yeah, next season of Fallout. American Primeval was good. Does Peter Berg... So of course, I go down the rabbit hole that nobody invites you down, which is, how accurate is this? And it is called historical fiction. So they're not trying to pull the wool on anybody, but my God, does Peter Berg not like Mormons? Let's just put it this way. The Mormons in American Primeval, man, they make you root for the U.S. government. And that's a trick. Yeah, I was like, hey, Tyler Kitsch. I was like, hey, I'll watch that. That's got that guy in it. Apparently, they've greenlit Fallout for 2 or 3 more seasons already. It's like their biggest, well, especially with The Boys ending, it's their biggest eye grabber. Yeah, I would make a fantastic NPC. I would tell you pertinent information that you need, but in a long-winded way that no one would want to sit through. So then you'd get killed by Deathclaws, and I'd be like, that's just the way it happens, see? You get a guy like that, see, and he doesn't listen to you. Next thing you know, eaten by Deathclaws. I am waiting for the next season of Silo. on Apple TV. Because apparently, I'll watch anything that has Rebecca Ferguson in it, or, oh God, I can see his face, Martin Freeman. If they make something that has Rebecca Ferguson and Martin Freeman in it, it's over. It'll be too much. Oh, no way! Look, I've bought these before. I've never gotten a Hot RC lanyard. I would remember that. I guess for full accuracy, I'm telling you, CT08, CT8A. I was close. CT8A. Oh, wow. Quality. The Last Frontier. I burned through a whole limited series in like 2 to 3 days, usually 2 days. Because editing takes forever and it will make you go insane. It was pretty good despite having Jason Momoa in it. So I kind of bounce back and forth between monitors, or I'm waiting for stuff to export or stuff to render, so I'm just watching a show over here. And I go through, American Primeval was 2 days. It was good. I enjoyed it. So the CT8A is this Hot RC radio. It has some stuff working against it. First and foremost of which is the near cardinal sin of the. Are they assuming that people are only going to operate these with gloves? And also a thumb lever that I can just. I mean, maybe other people will be able to reach this. I don't know how useful that is. The button placement is honestly pretty good. It gives you that versatility where you've got the AA tray. You can drop that out. You can run a single 18650 up the pipe, or you can unplug the AA tray and run it on a tiny little baby LiPo. So 3 battery options. I'm never going to be mad about. I did not get that thing snapped back in there correctly, did I? No, not remotely. Not remotely. Well, we're just going to take it out anyway because I'm gonna test it with 18650s anyway. It's got trigger tension adjustment. It does not have wheel tension adjustment, but the wheel is pretty good. It's not overly tense. It is light. It's small. It's cheaper. These are about $38, I want to say, just under $40. And these are all channels here, so those will be of minimal usefulness to anyone. Switch A and switch B are the only ones that are going to be 3-position here and an on-off here, are the only brake caliper and rotor there. It's not bad. This is not a bad radio. And you know, I already had one, so I only had to buy one because, once again, if it can't take a big LiPo, if I can't put a 3800 in there, what are we even doing? Does this one do the... No, thankfully. Even they figured out how to do the set me on my nose. The radios that can't be set on the nose. Like, what are we doing? That's why I didn't opt for like one of the Mias. You can't set the damn thing down. Is Hot RC and the Mia same but different? Yes. Whatever and I swear they said, some part of it, whether it be the little booklet or whatever, it says who makes them. I know I've read it. You know, whether they're Dumbos or whatever they are. It's the same radio, just being rebadged, and then of course Mias has to make theirs orange. Like orange is fine. I'm not. I'm not one that would say, "Oh, well, the radio has to be black." I prefer the radios not to be black. They just get what the radios just get hot in the sun. Yeah, Hot RC is made by whoever is the parent company of Radiolink, so it's Dumbo. Orange so you don't lose it in the snow. I mean, if you're losing your black radio in the snow, then I have questions. Oh, yeah. Perfect height. It's perfect. It's perfect. We're ready for Reddit. Sign us up. You can run a Mias receiver with that radio too, so the Mias ones are pretty cheap. I've got Hot RC and Injora radios. I like the Hot RCM more than the 4-channel and 6-channel Injoras. Yeah, this is about as low as I like to go in terms of functionality and everything else. I think this one has a battery in it. It does. So like we and then when you do these, and then this would be and it's got your usual, it has the inscrutable menus where you've got phase and range and program and linearity. What it doesn't have that the Mias does have is the little Frogger game in it. These don't have the Frogger games in them. But, it's giving you a lot for $35. Kind of hard to read. What? You don't like green on gray? Unarguably, the Mias is easier to read, for sure. And I don't think, I haven't gone into these menus in some time. I don't know if there's a color thing. I don't think there is. Joystick. Oh yeah, you can calibrate your buttons. Yeah, honestly, if you could just change the color of the display, like green on gray is not. I don't know whose idea green on gray was. It's not. I mean, I guess it could be worse. It could be blue on orange, but green on gray is not. Radiolink is parent to Dumbo. It's not the other way around. Everybody is red on black has got to be worse. No, you know what? I'll stick with green on gray. Everyone has always told me that, oh, Radiolink is just Dumbo. So Dumbo is just Radiolink? That works. Because then I can throw it in the faces of idiots. Mostly because they're like, oh, well, you like that one, but this is actually made by some company. You don't like that. Therefore, everything you've ever said your whole life is invalid. So, I got a comment on a video that was like 4 years old. And the guy was like, well, when you reviewed this, you didn't like it. And I was like, that was 4 years ago, dude. You know how many things I've tested in those 4 years? Menu, system, theme colors. Yeah, that's not on here. So maybe there's a newer firmware. Battery type, reminder mode, LCD brightness, sleep time, language, shutdown, and setup lock. That's all I've got in system. Then there's a QR code to go to billybilly.com and youtube.com. For details, please scan the code or search Hot RC. Neat. And then if you go to the little info screen, it has all the little numbers, and they're like trying to find their centers. That's like being in the debug screen. Hey, do you remember the ID on your revision January 12th, 2024? So yeah, there's probably a new the dev version is the 1.00 and the app is the 1.04. Yeah, I can be pretty sure that there's a newer firmware for this. That will be entirely up to whoever wins it. Should they want to change from gray on blue, they are more than welcome to download the firmwares into these things. But look, have I done not enough? I have to firmware update the radios too. I don't update the firmware on my own radios. I'm certainly not going to update the firmware on radios that will be gone within 3 weeks. I'm going to be gone in for less than 3 weeks. I didn't even make a mess, guys. Like, it's not bad in here. This box fell apart. I had one envelope that I didn't get to open. That made a cool noise. I like how they just S5 sticky. Can that do four-wheel steer? I would say no. There's no. I don't know how you would control the other. So tower again. Some spur gears, some spur gears, some spur gears, some slipper plates. They were like $2. Element drive shafts. Got some turnbuckles to use for steering. I've got another XF mount plate. I've got one 18-tooth 32-pitch pinion. Huge. I think that was $1. Might have been like 90 cents. Some Enduro bumper mounts for the SE and some Enduro drive shaft plastics, which were like, I think everything in that bag was like $30. Yeah. Look at the. So that pinion gear was 79 cents. The slipper hub and spring was $2 for 2 of them. The spur gears were 92 cents each. Turnbuckles for $1.19. Bumper mounts for $5. Drive shaft parts for $5. Motor plate for $5. And another spur gear for $1.30. This is the beauty of when Tower says they're putting stuff on clearance, they mean they're putting it on clearance. It's like 90 cents. Yeah, sometimes Tower Hobbies will get it done. Will absolutely get it done. My last Dumbo came with the Radio Link strap. Oh, I have so many of them. I have so many of them. Oh, you know what? You know what we need to do? Before I move. See that? Like a cat. Like a cat. I also wish I could sleep all the time. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da. So, Frozen in Time? Frozen in Time. Nothing's happened. Then I went ahead and I knocked it over. I caught it and then I knocked it over. All right. I'm just going to throw all this stuff in a pile. We'll sort it out later, you know? Installing electronics will literally it'll take me far longer to fit the bodies than it will to the new Losi 5T on the counter. Yeah. 43 inches long, 52 pounds. And if you crash it, it's going to cost like you're restoring an actual full-size car. There's Chinese sellers selling 20cc or whatever, 200cc go-karts that you can ride on yourself for about the same amount that you would spend to get a 5TE. I'd rather risk personal injury. Head out into the wash. If somebody could confirm that I could fit that thing in the back of my Subaru, I would buy one. I would buy one, and I would not the 5TE, the go-kart. We didn't spin in, but we got to spin out. We spun out. Wow. Bosh. Nice. Birds aren't real. There's government surveillance. Birds aren't real. Don't forget, some of the sales are taking place right now. Some of the sales aren't taking place, like the Punks one, until actually on Monday. So you can save a little. You can think of the money you'll save by spending that money on Monday. Right? That's how we operate. More money to spend. The more money we spend on sale, the more money we save. Obvious. It's just logic. It's just basic logic. Thanks so much, everybody. Oh, there's a video in 24 minutes. Enjoy that. If you get bored, there's a video up in 24 minutes. That's how we keep the view counts up on Fridays. Then videos on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and into infinity. The last day that a video was not uploaded or there was not a live stream, the last day that there was no new content put up on the channel was Thanksgiving 2024. It's a problem. It's a streak now. Ruptures are FYR. If I could only buy one, FYR. Do I think there's more traction in the ruptures? Maybe. Do I think that the FYR is ultimately more versatile? FYR. FYR 475. If they may, mark my words. Mark them. I'm about to leave. Ready? I'm about to leave. Ready? If they make a 22525 FYR and or a traditional 118 by 47 FYR, best tire ever made for rock crawling. For all round, for rock crawling. Like, oh, the rocks are wet, doesn't care. Rocks have sand on them, doesn't matter. Drove through mud to get to the rocks, doesn't matter. FYR in two more sizes, it'll have surpassed Tusk, Rupture, Megalithic, all of them. As it currently sits now, the FYR is a weirdo because they make this one and they make this one. They make a super skinny 475 2.2 and they make a semi-chunky 425. These fit a very, very narrow range of things. Right? Everything, though, that I have tested on these two, the performance of them is so stunningly consistent. They are a megalithic that's better than a megalithic because they have a bigger, I don't know if I'd call it relieved. They just grab all the time. Yeah, 19475 FYR, just, the normal J-Concept size would absolutely change. That would then become the tire that is perpetually out of stock. Like, you just won't be able to find that one. 1.9475 FYR. If we see it before the end of the year, let's go full Tomley. That's the tire of the century. So, with that, I bid you all a fond adieu. Now there is a video up in 20 minutes. So I'll see you in that one. I'll see you in the Discord. I'll see you in all the usual places. And I'll see you back here again next week on another Friday for another Friday of nonsensical shenanigans. And we'll talk about who knows what. And these will probably be done already by then. So what will we do next Friday? I certainly don't know.